Nathan Evans. I'm from Ohio. When I graduated college, I was working a job where I didn't really need to use my degree. So I decided to stay with that job instead of going to my degree because I would have taken a pay cut to work in my field. And eventually, after a few years of that, I decided that I needed to do something else with my life. But I don't want to do something shitty. I don't want to have like a shitty career and be bored and not have any fun. I worked a lot of jobs where people had really shitty like shitty lives, and I didn't want that. I wanted to do something I enjoyed if I was going to have to work my whole life. So it always intrigued me as far as like the outcast nature of it, to be honest with you. You know, I had an uncle when I was younger that had a tattoo on his arm, and now I look back and it's like the most ridiculous thing ever, but back then I was like, man, this motherfucker is cool. He's got tattoos on his arms. So I just always thought that was interesting, you know, and it was always, especially back then, one tattoo on your arm where people didn't even see it was like super, super taboo. And you definitely were some sort of an outcast. And I guess I always didn't really feel like I fit in anyways. So I thought that like being part of that, like some other cultures that already didn't fit in would probably be something that I would work well with. Well, my favorite style, I mean, I guess is my own style now, which I guess doesn't really have a name. I didn't invent what I do. The style I work in is sort of a combination of like traditional and new school styles. Traditional artists would probably disagree and call it more new school, but I basically use just traditional principles with sort of a new school sort of designs, you know. So lately I've been calling it traditional new school, but I don't know, it's more of like I guess a pejorative term for it. You know, when you start, you're always like, oh, I want to do sleeves, I want to do back pieces. But honestly, like I started doing those and I discovered that I wasn't as good at them as I was at doing smaller pieces, so I just sort of concentrated on doing smaller single sitting pieces. But as of late, people have been asking me to do bigger pieces, like the piece that I did yesterday. So I'm getting back into it more, but I'm trying to get better at it. One of my favorite artists when I was in college, probably all time, is Caravaggio. He's sort of a realistic painter. I really love Mark Ryden. As far as tattooers, I mean, there's so many. I mean, my buddy Gunner, I had him do my arm. He turns out to be an awesome guy. I use Eternal ink. I used to use a bunch of different inks when I started. You tried a whole bunch of inks, and I didn't like them as well. Maybe it was because I couldn't tattoo as well then, but I didn't like them as well. So finally, I started using Eternal, and it seems to be working out a lot better for me because it comes out really well. The tattoos come out so much better. I'm down to try like pretty much anybody's machines. I'm flattered when people ask me to try them, but for the most part, I use my friend Joshua Bauer's machines. He's helped me out immensely with what I do and where I've gotten in this. And the machines that he builds work with the way that I work really well. The freedom that people give me to just do whatever I want, and then, you know, not only do they enjoy it, but then they pay me for it is the most amazing thing. You know, I get to travel. I mean, I get to see things that people don't ever get to see. What I do now, especially the way I work now, as opposed to when I worked at a shop, I get the freedom to do whatever I want, and that's amazing. You know, I have fun. It's not like a job when you get to do what you want for work. I mean, it doesn't mean it's not hard. It stresses me out a lot and it's tiring, but I mean, I wake up in the morning and I draw pictures, you know, and I go to work and I draw pictures, and then people pay me to draw pictures. It's pretty amazing. I mean, everything about it, you know, what it's given me, you know, the ability to travel around the world and people are familiar with my stuff is the most ridiculous concept to me. I mean, especially growing up in a little town like where I'm from, that, when I go to a foreign country, people recognize my stuff and want to get work from me is absolutely like astonishing. So everything about it. I mean, aside from the back pain, other than that, everything's pretty amazing.